Let's be honest, any one of us would jump at the chance to appear in a video game. Any video game, but we sadly don't have that option. Celebrities, however, do have the luxury of appearing in games and even being the star attraction on occasion. Go Go Beckham, Adventure on Soccer Island being the obvious example. Celebrity is as celebrity does, right, Professor Lockhart? Games are now big business, rivaling Hollywood in the entertainment stakes, so it's little wonder that everybody is trying to get in on the act. The kids who grew up playing 8 and 16-bit titles on retro systems are now the movie stars and talk show hosts of the day. Whether these sports stars, actors, musicians and comedians simply lend their likeness to a character, provide a voiceover or even step into the motion capture suit, celebrities appearing in video games is now as commonplace as famous fans turning up in Star Wars movies. While it's fair enough to find Hugh Jackman in a Wolverine game or Lena Headey in a Game of Thrones title, some gaming cameos are much stranger and way more surprising. I am Kirsten from WhatCulture, and here then are 10 bizarre video game cameos that no one saw coming. Number 10. Jimmy Kimmel, Call of Duty Black Ops. American talk show host and alleged comedian Jimmy Kimmel made a surprise appearance in Activision's Call of Duty Black Ops, featuring in the game's 2 ending sequences. Not content with simply starring in the There's a Soldier in All of Us trailer alongside Kobe Bryant, Jake Gyllenhaal and others, Kimmel can be seen in the game behind his famous desk, interviewing Chloe Karma Lynch, the game's tattooed heroine. Lynch, in one ending, appears post-game as a guest on Kimmel's talk show, discussing her recent achievements including, saving the world. Lynch proceeds to throw shade at series antagonist Raul Menendez live on TV. Watching from his prison cell Dark Knight Rises style, Menendez is understandably pissed off upon hearing this slam, repeatedly smashing his head off the screen in anger. The second ending sees Menendez actually escape from prison and has Kimmel explaining to the viewers that Menendez has actually declined an offer to appear on the show due to a prior engagement, an unexpected anniversary. Number 9. Fred Durst Fight Club. The first rule of Overused Catchphrase Club is... never mind. While David Fincher's controversial movie Fight Club was a massive hit in 1999, full of social commentary and offering a sidelong view at mental health issues, the Fight Club game, released about 5 years later, was anything but. A generic one-on-one fighter devoid of the subtleties and nuance of its parent movie, Fight Club was a poor game. You could also bizarrely play as Limp Bizkit lead singer Fred Durst. In this strange amalgamation of Tekken, UFC and Def Jam, old Red Cap himself can grapple, punch, kick and throw his way to victory against a slew of new original characters, as well as a more recognisable types such as Tyler Durden and Robert Paulson. A zeitgeist move if ever there was one, the inclusion of Durst in a game based on a 1999 film is certainly keeping with the era, if nothing else. Having also made appearances in WWF SmackDown, Just Bring It, and WWF Raw, Durst it seems was no stranger to seeing his digitised chocolate starfish being smashed in by similarly digitised knees and elbows back in the good old new metal days. Wow, what an image. Number 8. Kevin Smith Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. Traveller's Tales LEGO games are well known for their huge and varied cast of both playable and non-playable characters, with the upcoming Skywalker Saga game rumoured to feature over 500 characters. LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham is no exception, showcasing everyone from Batman and Robin to Green Lantern and Sinestro. And Kevin Smith? Writer, director, actor, podcaster and nerd overlord, Smith himself appears in the game, sporting his obligatory hockey shirt, inexplicably showing up in the Batcave to provide the player with the Everyone's a Critic side quest. Required to dress up like a polar bear, why not, in order to receive the mission in the first place, Silent Bob himself tells the player that Catwoman has stolen his film reel, and that it is up to us to get it back. How do we do this? By dismantling things and putting them back together, obviously. While Smith is certainly no stranger to guest appearances on various shows, podcasts, award ceremonies and the CW Arrowverse show's director's chair, I don't think any of us would have expected to find him in the LEGO Batcave. Number 7. Burt Reynolds Saints Row the Third. True to the title and spirit of this piece, I don't think anyone saw this coming. The Saints Row games are possibly the most tongue-in-cheek, self-aware titles you'll ever play. Wearing their GTA clone badges proudly on their purple jackets, the Saints Row titles never try to be anything other than ostentatious, goofy fun. Into this world steps legendary actor Burt Reynolds, not to voice a fictional character, but appearing as himself. As the mayor of Steelport, Reynolds' first appearance is to task the player with quashing a zombie outbreak, which the player actually instigated, by destroying toxic canisters located around the city. Oh, Saints Row. Dependent on the player's decisions and actions throughout the mission, Mayor Reynolds' fate lies in one of two very different directions. Should you, as the player, choose to kill the leader of Luchadors and Syndicate member Eddie Kilbane Pryor, sacrificing allies Sean D and Viola in the process, Mayor Burt Reynolds is killed and his beloved Steelport is declared a city-state under the Saints' control. Choose alternatively to save Sean D and Viola, Mayor Reynolds lives. As moral quandaries and gamings go, this is certainly one of the weirdest. Number 6. Ricky Gervais, Grand Theft Auto 4. Another which makes perfect sense in hindsight, but which caused quite a stir at the time, Ricky Gervais' appearance in Grand Theft Auto 4 almost didn't happen at all. When Gervais was first approached to appear in the game, performing a brutal stand-up routine at the Split Sides Comedy Club in Liberty City, his first response was a very characteristic, nah. Talked into it by his agent and flown out to LA to do the obligatory motion capture, Gervais had to only come up with the material, ultimately deciding to go with an all-too-universal theme: fat people. Joking at the expense of the perpetually overweight, Gervais can be seen in the game on stage, carefully recreated in all his sarcastic glory. No doubt his material will upset some and offend others, but it's both great and a bit weird to see his stand-up routine recreated in a game like this. Number 5. Conan O'Brien. LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. Kevin Smith wasn't the only celebrity to show up in the Batcave in LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, with talk show host Conan O'Brien also making an appearance. No stranger to the LEGO Batman universe, having previously voiced the Riddler in 2017's LEGO Batman movie, O'Brien's presence in the LEGO title was a surprise nonetheless. Acting as the Justice League's very own Basil Exposition, niche reference in 2020, O'Brien imparts important info and offers hints and tips to the many and varied playable characters from the DC Vault. Effectively forced onto accepting the role by his then 8-year-old son, O'Brien confesses to knowing very little about the video games, let alone possessing any actual skill in their playing. Somewhat anecdotally, O'Brien's arguably biggest, or at least most memorable, appearance in Batman came in 2013 when he voiced, either coincidentally or by design, talk show host Dave Endocrine in the Batman The Dark Knight Returns animated movie. As anyone who has seen the movie, or indeed read Frank Miller's defining tale will know, Endocrine comes to a brutal end at the hands of Michael Emerson's Joker, who murders the characteristic talk show host live on air. Sound familiar? Number 4. Phil Collins, Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories. 80s drumstick botherer Phil Collins' appearance in GTA Vice City Stories was truly odd and undoubtedly a huge surprise. Released in 2006 for the PSP, shame it didn't come out on the Genesis, Vice City Stories valiantly attempted to bring the console experience of the hugely successful 3D GTA games to the handheld market, and, to be fair, did a very good job. Not merely a throwaway, blink and you'll miss it cameo, Phil Collins was actually at the centre of a few missions. In this portable title, Phil is introduced to the series' antagonist Victor Vance, who must protect Phil from the murderous advances of the Farrelly family. Phil, it transpires, has earned a place in their crosshairs as his manager, Barry Micklethwaite, is refusing to pay back money he owes to the Farrelly family. Barry has shown his true colours, it seems. Once these missions have been completed successfully and Phil is free to live another day in paradise, the player gets the chance to see the Phil Collins Live in Vice City concert at a mere cost of $6,000, with Phil performing tracks for the game. Lucky us, eh? Number 3. Frankie Boyle, Grand Theft Auto 4. Following Ricky Gervais onto the Split Side stage is Scottish comedian Frankie Boyle in the 2009 The Lost and the Damned DLC for GTA 4. Gervais has a pretty global reach thanks to his TV movie work, not to mention all those awards show hosting gigs. Frankie Boyle, on the other hand, is much better known to his British audiences, making his appearance in the game all the more surprising. Motion captured by Rockstar for extra authenticity, Boyle takes to the stage to begin one of the brutal routines for which he is known and loved. Nothing is off the table here. Joking about everything from necrophiliacs and paedophiles to the Holocaust and bungee jumping fetuses, Boyle's routine is certainly not one for the kiddies. With his appearance not necessarily tied to any particular mission or side quest, Boyle's cameo is more of an Easter egg, though not very well hidden. Number 2, Gary Coleman, Postal 2. As if it wasn't already controversial enough, the oft-derided and even ofter, definitely not a word, banned game Postal 2 provided gamers with a celebrity cameo which absolutely nobody could have predicted, featuring as it did the late Gary Coleman. More bizarre than his presence, however, was his storyline, with a book signing underway at the Paradise Mall to promote his new title, What I'm Talking About. Following this, the police show up to arrest Coleman, who declares that he's not going back to prison. See? It's getting weird. Determined to ensure his continued liberty, Coleman instigates, you guessed it, a massive bloody gunfight with the police and Postal Dude. Seemingly killed but later confirmed merely incarcerated, Coleman's book is definitely worth more on eBay now. Number 1, Charlie Brooker, Sniper Elite 3. Writer, presenter, comedian, Black Mirror creator, lifelong gamer, Nazi soldier. Wait, what? When nerd royalty Charlie Brooker heaped praise upon the Sniper Elite franchise in his 2013 Guardian column, proclaiming his undying love of sniper games in general, little did he know he'd end up featuring in the series' next installment. Appreciative of his kind words, SE developer Rebellion contracted Brooker and offered him the chance to do motion capture and voice work for the next entry, Sniper Elite 3. With his movements and likeness locked in and his voice work on wax, Brooker can be seen both with and without a scope in one particular level, and his voice recordings can be discovered throughout the game by completionists. There was even a special in-game bonus for the most imaginative Brooker kill, something which as an avid gamer, I'm sure he appreciated. Of particular note in the aforementioned Guardian article though was the following passage. Hopefully for Sniper Elite 3, there'll be a more comprehensive kill sequence in which, after an explicit close-up of the bullet boring through some Nazi, the camera hurtles to the other side of the world and shows his sweetheart's expression as she receives a telegram announcing his death. Yeah mate, that death, it was you. And there we go, the 10 bizarre video game cameos that nobody saw coming. If you remember any of these cameos in the video games, let us know what your thoughts were when you first saw them in the comments down below. If you like this video as well, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. But for now, I have been Kirsten Rhea from WhatCulture Gaming, and I will see you in the next video.